The last we heard from Orlando police was they are still negotiating with this gunman. Again, as you mentioned, he is in the rental area on the first floor on the A side of Orlando International Airport. They say they have him cornered in one of those rental areas. They're trying to get him to relinquish his weapon right now. Well, you know, this woman says she and her staff bring their mail here to the Apopka post office every night, and they usually put their mail inside one of these big bins outside. But tonight, you can see it is out of order. It is all wrapped up, taped up. No mail getting into here. Well, first, Lisa, I want you to take a look. I think you can see the heavy smoke behind me and the street lights here. Fire crews tell us the big obstacles they have tonight is the dry vegetation and the breezes that keep kicking up this evening. Yeah, on that note, Matt, in just a few short hours, crews from the city of Orlando are going to be right here where I'm standing at the Las Vegas Convention Center. They're going to be here setting up the Family Assistance Center with lessons that they learned from the Pulse nightclub shooting of last year. Meantime, that University of Florida student, she's in the hospital just a few blocks away from here. She says on Sunday night she heard 2 rounds of what she thought were fireworks. When she heard the 3rd round, she realized she'd been shot.
And after the 3rd time, most people were on the ground or running. And after the 3rd time was when I felt something hit my back. I felt something hit me really hard, and then I felt something splatter on my back. So I thought it was either like somebody's drink, or it kind of felt like a paintball or something like that. I didn't think it was a gunshot. I laid down on the ground, and that's when he finally noticed, and other people did too, the gun wound on my back.
Did they tell you?
Mm-hmm. They didn't see.
What did you think? What goes through your mind when you're told you're shot and you're coughing up blood?
Am I gonna die? I didn't know if I was gonna be able to walk again when they told me where the bullet was, but I'm much more hopeful now. I'm more angry about the situation, and I just don't understand why someone would do this to so many innocent people. You know, I'm fortunate that I survived, but other people didn't. And he affected so many people, not just the victims. It's not fair and it's not right. And now I'll forever have to have a bullet in my back for no reason. So I'm just sorry other people have to deal with similar or worse injuries or losses. And I hope they are okay too.
We hope they're okay too. Babbitt is expected to be discharged from the hospital tomorrow. Also tomorrow morning here in Las Vegas, President Donald Trump is expected to touch down at McCarran Airport. He is going to hold a press conference there, and we'll let you know what he has to say about what is now being called the deadliest mass shooting in modern U.S. history. We are live in Las Vegas tonight. Erik Sandoval, News 6. Matt, Lisa.
I felt as though they didn't believe me, and I was telling them the truth.
This woman says the truth is that she was forced to perform a sexual act on Orlando police detective Angel Burgos. She says it happened in December in his patrol car in front of her house when he arrived to talk about a case that he was investigating.
I'm in a detective's car. He's on duty. Every time I've seen him, he's wearing a weapon, so I know there's a weapon in the vehicle. I didn't think I had a choice. No. He took advantage of his position, and he took advantage of the fact that I was someone who was very vulnerable. I was in a very vulnerable position.
The woman says she contacted Orlando Police Internal Affairs, who then contacted the Florida Department of Law Enforcement. News 6 got a hold of the FDLE report, and it shows Burgos didn't want to talk to investigators, declining the opportunity to provide a statement. We found out agents got a warrant to search his home and seized his clothes from that day. They also got a DNA sample from him and his accuser. Investigators say they found a DNA profile matching hers and his on the outside of his pants. They turned their report over to the state attorney's office. And yesterday, Chief Assistant State Attorney Deborah Barra issued this letter stating, "I cannot prove beyond a reasonable doubt that the activity was coerced or forced." She added, "I believe there is sufficient evidence to prove beyond a reasonable doubt that sexual activity took place." His alleged victim says she was left speechless.
I felt that the people who were supposed to protect me didn't protect me. I did everything they wanted me to do. I cooperated with them fully.
Now, I spoke with Orlando Police tonight. They told me that they are starting their own internal investigation to see what may have happened, if any department rules may have been broken. But keep in mind, Burgos has been on paid administrative leave since this incident first surfaced back in December.
Right now, federal agents are going after an Orlando-based church. The DEA says one of their ceremonies involves a drug that makes you hallucinate, and it's illegal.
Now the church is fighting back against the government. News 6 reporter Erik Sandoval joins us now with why they say they should get an exception.
Yeah, they do think they need that exception. This is the Ayahuasca Church of Mother Earth, and it's located actually right in the heart of a residential neighborhood. This is right near Avalon Park, believe it or not. We recently went there to investigate what happens during one of these ceremonies. Wanted to find out what the people are drinking here and why the founder calls what happens there religion.
So it almost intensifies the medicine the more people that are there. When I took the medicine, I was a believer.
And what Chris Young believes is that a hallucinogenic tea made from the bark of an Amazon vine called ayahuasca can cure much of what ails the human race. He says people just like these come from all over the world to drink the tea as a sacrament here at his church, which sits on 4.5 acres of land in East Orange County.
It's essential to our faith. It's what we believe in. You're exhausted?
I'm exhausted.
News 6 watched as members of Young's church woke up after a night of drinking ayahuasca. They were here for a 3-day ceremony. Most said they purged after drinking it. These buckets were right next to their cots. Some said they had very vivid hallucinations.
It was really interesting. I had a man next to me and a woman next to me, and I could feel like the different energy.
And I was like, wow, like this is powerful stuff.
Antoine Trujillo says this isn't about getting high because this is not the kind of high most people are looking for.
It's more of kind of finding out who you really are behind like all the mental noise and all the things that kind of you think that make up who you are because of your past and because of what you've experienced. And it's learning how to let go of that and realize that you're not any of those things.
But is Young's church a religion? The government wants to know. Young received this letter from the DEA saying ayahuasca contains DMT, which is a Schedule I controlled substance. They say it's illegal to import. And they asked Young to apply for an exemption, asking him to prove that this is a church. What would you have to say to those people who say you're hiding behind religion in order to partake of ayahuasca?
I would love for them to come and take the medicine, and they'll see if we're hiding behind religion. They will see that they will find their religion.
Now, Young says he fired back at the DEA with a 157-page response saying that his church worships Mother Earth. Now, we checked, and the U.S. Supreme Court has actually allowed one other church to use ayahuasca as a sacrament. Young is now hoping he's going to be allowed to continue right here in Central Florida. We'll keep you updated. Matt, Lisa?